Hello everyone, this is another video on set and Venn diagram, and in this video I will discuss intersection and union. Let's start. So union means summing up of elements. So for example, if set A is some element, set B is another element, and if you want to find out union of two sets, so you sum both of those sets element together. So for example, just randomly, let's say set A is a room which is comprising of a fridge, a bed, and a fan. And set B is another room which is comprising of a fan, another fan, a dressing table, and a door. So if we if we write down what is A union B, set A union B, so we will write all the elements that were in A, which was fridge, bed, and fan. Set B, which is fan again, but we don't write fan again because it is overlapping now. Fan again, so and then the door and a dressing table. So total A union B will be, in this case, this is the sign for union. This is how you write it, like a U. So a fan only once, a fridge, a bed, door, and the last one was a dressing table. So this is what A union B, summing up two sets together. So let's see here a question, relevant question here. So I'll solve this one first. So set A is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and B is 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10. Can you see 8, 6, 8, 10 is in A as well as in B? And I will not be overlapping them. So when I say A union B, this means writing all the elements of A and B together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. All the elements summed up together. Now, let's say, how do you represent it on a diagram? So if I have to just drawing this first, and there are two sets, set A and set B. Now, this is A and this is B. So writing down the elements, so this region here representing common. So we'll talk about it in a while first. So 6, 8 and 10 are common in A and B both. 2, 4 presents only in A and 1, 3, 5 is only in B. So when you are to shade it and you see that A union B is all of these elements, so you will shade the whole thing. This is all A union B. So when you say A union B, two sets, you shade all of A and all of B together. Next thing, when we write a question like this, N A union B. Now this is a representation. This N means the number of elements. They're not asking you to list down the elements. So listing means what you just did here. Number of elements mean that you just have to write down how many elements are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The answer to this one is 8. I hope I've made myself clear about union. So let's see another one. Intersection. Intersection by default mean intersecting or common. So taking set A again as bed, fridge, fan, and B as door, dresser, and a fan. So if I say what is A intersection B, this symbol represents the intersection. More looks like N, small n, but no. And what is common? So we see that fan is common, so we just write fan is the intersection. Now, I'll draw the figures as well. For this one, if you're to find out A intersection B, so we write this down as A intersection B as all the common elements between A and B. So common elements between A and B are 6, 8, 10. This is what I've listed down. Listing down means writing down all the elements that represent A intersection B. So if I draw the diagram here, so 6, 8, 10, 1, 2, 4, sorry. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and this is 1, 3, 5. Now, this is set A and B. So this was A intersection B, which according to the diagram represents this region only. The region which is overlapped by two sets. So this represents the common element or the intersection. Now, number of elements, as I said, number of elements of A, sorry, this one, intersection B is going to be 3 elements, 1, 2, and 3, since there are 3 elements being in the intersection. So let's look at another question. So use a Venn diagram to answer the following questions. So list the elements of A and B. List mean of A and B, both of them. So I can write down for A, writing down all the elements of A, which is 6, 12, 18, 24, and B, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. These elements are a part of universal set, as you could see here, but they are not part of set A or set B. For example, in your school, the garden is not a part of class A or class B. That's outside those, but in the premises as well. So that's why. Now, AU intersection B for part B, if I have to find out for A intersection B means common elements, and I can see clearly here, this one. So 12 and 24. That's it. So list down A union B. Now, A and B all summed up together. So in sequence, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, 18, 20, 24. All of them, writing them down all together. So let's say if we have 3 sets, A, B, and C. Now, this region here is common between A and B. So we can write in terms of set, we can write this is A intersection B. Please remember what I'm writing down here are the representation in set. So this one here is common between B and C only, so B intersection C. And this one here is common between A and C only, so A intersection C. But this region, this one, is common within A, B, and C. So we can say this is common between A intersection B intersection C. So this is common in all of these. So relatively, this one is only B, this one is only A, and this one is only C. Now, keeping that in mind, we'll see some questions related to these Venn diagrams. Now, let's look at another question here, and we'll draw this Venn diagram. The sets P, Q, R are subsets of a universal set. So first, let's draw universal set. So this is a universal set. Now, I'll draw each of them separately and then we'll combine all of them. So the first one, this means Q is a subset of P. So which means all the elements of Q are elements of P. So Q is a subset. So this is how you represent a subset now. This is a bigger set P. And since all the elements of Q are a part of P, so we'll draw Q inside. This means that all of Q is also a part of P. Let's assume for a moment that not all the elements of Q were a part, so we would have drawn it the same way we were taking previous questions into account, like this one. So some elements of B were a part of A, so hence there was an intersection, but not all the elements. But if all of the set is a part of another set, then it is completely inside that set because that's a subset. So I'll write this one as Q is a subset of P. Elongated C, by the way. Q intersection R. So there's another thing. Q intersection R is a null set. Nothing means there's nothing common in between them. So how would you draw them? So let's say this is set Q and this is set R. This is Q and this is R. Nothing in common, nothing is being shared. And P intersection R is not a null set, which means there is something common. This means not equals to null set, not equals to nothing. There will be something common. So there will be something common. So when we have to draw R now, R will look like this. This is R. Can you see here? This region represents the common element between P and R, which fulfills this condition. Q intersection R is not nothing. See, Q and R does not have anything in common. They are disjoint sets, and Q is being a subset of P, hence. Okay, moving forward with some diagrammatic questions now. So this is the Venn diagram question. Now, I'll solve this stepwise. Now, the question says that you're to shade A intersection B union C. So B union C, we already talked about all the elements of B and all the elements of C. So let's shade first B union C. So B union C is all of B and C. So I've shaded all of B and C. Now, then let's shade A. So I shade A. Now, you need to shade the intersection of B union C and A. So A intersection with B union C. So B union C is all of what you see and A is all what you see. Now, which one is the overlapping? So which one is common in both the diagrams, the region that is common in both the diagrams? So it's going to be this much only. So just look at it once again. So this is B union C here. All of it is shaded. The other one is, so A, all of A, and the region that is common is this much left. I'll try to shade it with a different highlighter so that you could see the overlapping separately. So A intersection C. So for example, for this type of a question first, A intersection B and A intersection C. So first step, A intersection C is this only. This only. Then we have A intersection B, which is this region only. And union means sum up all which was common in A intersections A and C, and sum up with all which was common in A and B as well. So if you sum up all of it, so this region, which is this region, and this region. So I've summed up all of it, and this has been written down as A intersection C union. Union means summing up, and A intersection B. This is A intersection B. I'll talk about complements in my next video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.